Hey there, it's Dustin Wright with Portfolio Commercial Group, and this is your edition of The Portfolio happening in September 2024. I've got three key articles, one big one in particular I want to make sure we talk about, kind of let you know what's going on locally in the market and also on a national front. First thing is, the Fed did cut the overall prime rate down by 50 basis points. Now, every mortgage lender out there that's watching this, listen to me carefully. When the Fed cuts the rate, it doesn't directly apply to the mortgage rate. However, overall, in terms of credit ratings and what's being exchanged money-wise between banks on the primary market, it does trickle into and affect the mortgage rate at some point, just indirectly. So what we're going to see is we're going to start seeing mortgage rates begin to start slumping and coming down. They went up just a little bit. They're going to start coming back down. A few economists that I've heard from kind of predict that once rates get into the 5, specifically the mid-5s, 5.5 range, is really when we start seeing that affordability start to return back into people's monthly payments. And when you see affordability return to people's monthly payments, buyers come back, getting back into the market. Now, right now, where rates are going to be right now, I'll just encourage you to call a local lender because those things are changing on a regular basis. But just be watching as soon as that number goes from having a 6 in front of it to a 5. Don't be surprised if we don't see a lot more buyers start returning back into action and making more decisions. Sometimes it's just psychological, sometimes it just feels like it's a better deal. Either way, we could all use this buzz because we've seen a lot of stagnancy around buyers, not only on the residential side, obviously, but the commercial side as well has really been affected by buyer stagnance because of the interest rates. So we're excited to see that. Now, I will say, I actually hope they don't go too low, and the reason why, if they go too low, we're going to see prices go back up again. So we're going to see that demand overshoot and increase. So I hope we have a nice, steady, slow easing through this, but not too much. That takes us right back to we can't afford to buy a house because we're in multiple offer situation. We don't want to go that route again. So that's the key highlight. Be watching with that, but seeing interest rates hit into the 5s and start seeing if some of that buyer demand. I could be wrong, but let's keep an eye on it. Also, there are two really key new developments coming into play on the commercial side. You guys know when we tell you about commercial properties coming your way, ultimately it's about jobs that are coming, because when commercial property goes in, it brings jobs. When jobs come in, it produces home buyers and sellers. So the key thing is there's a huge tire manufacturer that's going in at a $69 million facility in Fort Worth, 752,000 square feet. This place is going to be massive. It's on Old Burleson Road, for those of you that kind of know the rough area and where that's at, in that pocket of Fort Worth. Obviously, we've seen a lot of development happening specifically on the southwest corridor of Fort Worth in terms of home building, buyers, even out into Granbury, a lot of development happening out that way. We'll continue to see a lot more of that and see that development happening and coming that way. So if you're working on that south side of Fort Worth in particular, massive growth and expansion continuing to come your direction. Also, Frisco, always cool things happening. There was a huge master plan development called Firefly that was on the books. It kind of got nixed. They lost some of their funding. Well, anyhow, they've done another re-round again, and this thing is back on the map. So we're talking luxury townhomes, 152-key hotel, large mixed-use facility that's going in Frisco. And so again, same thing, that Frisco is going to bring a lot of entertainment, a lot of just nightlife, things like that, shopping happening in that area that's going to really bolster that area and really take over kind of what's happening in that northern corridor, which will again continue to expand that northern Collin County into Grayson County in terms of development and home development. So watch for that. Obviously, Frisco is still a hot spot to watch in terms of the overall Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex moving. There's a lot more things that we could talk about, a lot more cool stuff happening in our local market. What I will tell you is follow us for more. Make sure you make us a part of your portfolio, and stay tuned for more information as we let you know what's going on in the local and the national market. Take care.